These songs didn't disappear. They were buried, and they kept beating just the same. One of these songs was banned from television. They only played it in the middle of the night. It reached number 3 worldwide. If you know them, you know that forgetting them was never a real option. Number 15, Def Leppard, Hysteria. They recorded it with a drummer who'd lost his left arm, and nobody replaced him. Rick Allen lost his arm in an accident in 1984. The band refused to replace him. He learned on an adapted kit and came back to the studio. Nobody was betting on that record. What nobody knew then was that the adapted drum kit changed the sound of the entire album. Allen was building every part differently. The result was more precise, more controlled. It wouldn't have sounded the same with 2 arms. What follows also came from a dark place. But the darkness, there was something else entirely. Number 14. Billy Idol, Eyes Without a Face. What's a nocturnal ballad doing in the Leather Rebels catalogue? It was inspired by a French horror film where a surgeon disfigures women to rebuild his daughter's face. Idol turned it into a ballad. The industry didn't want to release it. It reached number 4. That fragment in French was one of the reasons the industry didn't want to release it. Idol insisted. It stayed in, and it became the most recognizable part of the entire song. Do you remember when you heard that voice for the first time and couldn't believe it was him? Pat Benatar, Love is a Battlefield. (1983), the most provocative video on American television. The video told a complete story with acting, without the band playing. The biggest network rejected it twice. Benatar defended it personally. When they finally aired it, it was the most watched of the week. What you just heard was backing the scene that had made the censors collapse. The same scene that, when it finally went on air, had the network's phones ringing non-stop for hours. What follows existed before it should have. Nobody knew when it first played. Number 12. Bon Jovi, Runaway. A radio station started playing it, without any label having released it. He recorded it before his band existed, with session musicians and minimal budget. A New Jersey station started rotating it on its own. The phones collapsed with calls asking them to play it again. The musicians on that recording weren't his band. There was no band yet. What played on that radio station was a 21-year-old kid with borrowed musicians and a song he didn't know would work. What follows also didn't have an official band yet, but the reason is even stranger. Number 11. Inks, Don't Change. Hutchins asked them to play it at his funeral. They did. It was his favorite song from the entire catalogue. They recorded it in 1982 with almost no budget. Hutchence considered it his statement of purpose from day one. What you just heard played at the funeral of someone who had chosen it decades earlier. Not as a symbol, as a statement, recorded with no money, before anyone knew who they were. Do you remember the first time that voice reached you without you knowing yet what it was going to mean? Number 10. Bryan Adams, Run to You. How do you record a song about a real affair knowing she's going to hear it? Adams wrote it about something real that was happening. He recorded it knowing the person in the lyrics was going to hear it. The label didn't want to release the album because the first one had failed. That riff was what convinced the label there was something there. Not the lyrics, the riff. The real story Adams had put inside didn't matter to anyone in the industry. What follows was also recorded against the clock, but the deadline was real, 24 hours. Number 9. The Cult. She Sells, Sanctuary. (1985), 24 hours to deliver something, or they were out. The label gave them an ultimatum: deliver something before midnight or the contract was off. The guitarist showed up that morning with the riff. They recorded it, mixed it, and delivered it on time. It arrived at the studio that morning, was recorded in hours, and delivered before midnight. It became the band's best-known song. Everything that seemed carefully constructed came together in a single day. What follows also arrived in the early hours. The producer made the decision alone, without consulting anyone. Number 8. Billy Squier, The Stroke. Two in the morning. The studio was about to close. He recorded it anyway. It was throwaway material for Squier. He recorded it quickly before they closed and left it there. The producer heard it the next day and made it track one without asking permission. What you just heard was chosen by the producer without consultation. Squier didn't agree. The riff he considered a throwaway reached the top 10 and defined the sound of arena hard rock for years. Did you ever feel like that riff was raw than everything playing around it? Number 7. Joan Jett, I Hate Myself for Loving You. She recorded it as a direct response to those who had rejected her for years. The industry had systematically shut the door on her. She recorded it with the only producer who still believed in her, and put on guitar someone who had played with the Rolling Stones. That solo was recorded by someone who came from rock's biggest stages, on a song by someone the industry still didn't want. The single was already climbing the charts, and they still didn't believe. What follows was also the comeback of someone the industry had written off 10 years later. Number 6. Alice Cooper, Poison. How do you come back to number 2 when everyone's been telling you for 10 years that you're finished? Cooper had gone nearly a decade without a relevant hit. The industry considered him done. He recorded it at 40, with a team nobody expected him to choose for that kind of song. Cooper had spent years working in silence, while the industry dismissed him. What you just heard was the result of someone who decided not to explain himself, just to show up. It reached number 2 in several countries. What Follows was also born at the edge, but there, the edge was life itself, not career. Number 5. Motley Crue, Kickstart My Heart. (1987). Clinically dead for 2 minutes. Nikki Sixx was declared clinically dead after an overdose. They revived him. When he came to, he wrote the lyrics in the hospital. The song is what he felt when his heart kicked back to life. It's not a metaphor. Sixx wrote every word from a hospital bed, 2 days after they brought him back. The urgency wasn't built in the studio. It was already written that way. Do you remember the first time that song hit you, and you felt that something in that urgency was completely real? Number 4. Skid Row, 18, and Life. (19 years old. First professional recording session. 1 vocal take. Bach was 19 when he recorded it. He'd never recorded a professional album. He nailed it in 1 vocal session. The lyrics are about an 18-year-old who destroys his life with no way out. It reached number 4 on the Billboard chart. Bach was 19, with 1 take to prove it. It became the anthem of a generation that felt the system left them no exit. What Follows also reached the top 5. The song wasn't theirs, and the original author didn't recognize it. Number 3. Great White, Once Bitten, Twice Shy. The original author heard it on the radio and didn't recognize it as his own. It was a cover of Ian Hunter. Great White transformed it so much that Hunter said he didn't recognize it. It reached number 5 on the Billboard chart, 15 years after the original. What you just heard reached number 5, with a song that 15 years earlier had passed without a trace. What Follows was also recorded as last-minute filler, and it also became something nobody expected. Number 2. Quiet Riot, Come On, Feel the Noise. How does the first heavy metal album in history reach number 1, with an afternoon's worth of filler? It's also a cover. Quiet Riot recorded it because they were 1 song short of completing the album. They didn't rehearse it. They recorded it in an afternoon and handed it in. That filler was the single that took the album to number 1. The first heavy metal album to do it in history. 1 afternoon, no rehearsal. There's something connecting that to what comes next. The one that closes this list was banned from television during the day. Only in the middle of the night, it still reached number 3. Cher, If I Could Turn Back Time. "43 years old. The industry said her moment had passed. The industry had spent years telling her that her moment was over. She recorded the song at 43. The video was banned from television during the day. They only aired it in the middle of the night. It reached number 3 with a video that the biggest network would only air in the middle of the night. Banned by day, invisible by night. And yet, there it was. That relaunched her career for another decade. The 80s have more stories like these. We'll keep exploring them together.